Can I just tell you how many times I've been dumped right around Valentine's Day? Literally within days. Within days. Once, when I was in my 20s and I was seeing a guy who lived far away, and he was supposed to come visit over Valentine's Day weekend. He had tickets to come and stay with me. It was going to be great. He called up a few days before, and he was living far away, and he was considering moving to where I was in Boston. And he called me and he said, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking and I decided I don't want to move there. And I said, okay. I mean, that was one thing. I said, all right, well, that's something to talk about, certainly. But, you know, aren't you still coming to visit? I mean, we had already been doing some long distance visits. And he said, no. He said, I'm not coming. And this is it. I mean, I was shocked. I was devastated. I really was. I just felt like someone had ripped my lungs out through my mouth. Like just, I just didn't even know what was going on. I said, are you sure? I couldn't really believe he meant that. I mean, we had plans. We had plans, right? There's something certain in a plane ticket. And I think what really bugged me was that when I first started dating him, he had had an unused plane ticket to visit his ex-girlfriend, and he used it to visit me. And now we were breaking up, and he had an unused plane ticket, and he was going to use it, I knew, to visit someone else. That's all I kept thinking of. And I was just so devastated. I said, that's it? And that was it. Literally, I cried, we got off the phone. I never heard from him again. In a lot of ways, it was a great breakup because there was none of this back and forth, on and on. I mean, literally it was a clean cut. Clean break. And that was Valentine's Day weekend. And I just thought everything, talk about, I mean, that's just a lot of time to get dumped. And my roommate at the time, Bridget, said, all right, he's not coming. We're going out. In fact, we're going swing dancing. Of course, because it was 1998, and that's what you did. You got all dressed up in your old-timey clothes, and you went swing dancing. And so that's what we did. And I remember having so much fun. I remember thinking, hey, it doesn't get worse than getting dumped on Valentine's Day. Why don't I just go out and dance my ass off? And I did that, and it felt so great. And that was one of the most fun Valentine's Day ever. It felt that I was starting new. It felt like there was excitement in the air, that there was possibility. And romance. I remember dancing with a handsome gentleman who took my phone number and who I was flirting with, and I thought, this is really fun, that there is an upside, even in the midst of the worst time. Actually, I got dumped a few years later by a guy who also was long distance and who had also decided not to move to Boston, and that was a clean break too. And you know what's really, really sad about that one was that I had made like a handmade Valentine's Day card. Like I never did that. I'm not exactly very arts and craftsy. I had made a card. It was funny. I'd mailed it to him. And when he called me, I thought he was calling me to thank me for the card. And this guy was also calling to say that he had decided not to move here. And I said, well, why can't we still be in touch? And he said, because I don't know where this is going. And that was it. Ay, ay, ay. Really, getting dumped on Valentine's Day is the worst. However, sometimes at the base of that breakup despair, that's when you feel free to do just anything. Because then you have no choice. In a lot of ways, it was a gift because I didn't have to worry if I'd made the wrong decision. I could just go for it and do it. But yeah, it's not easy. It sucks.